Hello again, everyone. Welcome back to HemingwayLand.com, your source for quality, affordable land in the state of New Mexico. So, today we're going to be talking about another one of these Navajo Marina properties that we have. This is reference number SJNM1193A. Of course, this is in San Juan County, New Mexico, 2.4 acres. And this one we are pricing at $7,000. This one we are selling at $7,000. We had a property earlier this summer that we listed roughly 5 acres for $12,500. It generated not surprisingly, a lot of interest. Had a lot of people go out and scout the property. Ultimately, however, the price tag was a little too high for a lot of people. So we thought we'd pick up some smaller acreage properties out there that we can offer at hopefully more affordable prices and somebody to be able to buy and take advantage of. So this 2.4 acres at $7,000 is one of those lots. It's one of these recent acquisitions that we've had, about three additional properties within this area that we've listed. So anyway, let's do what we always do and go to the map. As always, click on the GPS coordinates down here. It's going to bring it up on Google Maps. This is the subject property right here, and if we scroll back, you can see exactly where this is in relation to the marina. By the way, I recently learned that the Navajo Marina is not the largest body of water in the state of New Mexico, but rather the Elephant Butte Lake in Sierra County holds that title. So you can expect us to start trying to buy land down there as well. But for the moment, let's talk about this one. By the way, that was some free trivia for you. Navajo Lake Marina is right down here, and if we measure distance from here up to this property, we'll see it's roughly about 3 miles. And as you can tell by the highway right here, or the whatever County Road 511, whatever this is, it's an easy straight shot up to the property. We zoom in further, get a sense of this. I have mentioned this in previous videos, but in case you have not seen that, I will say this again. These squares that you see out here are not arbitrary. They are not accidental. These appear on Google Maps because they're indicative of some plat map of the area that had been done many moons ago, likely back in the 50s, 60s, 70s, something like that. So what you're seeing here, this square, is fairly representative of this property's boundaries. And one of the immediate things that jumps out to you about this is that it has this nice road going through it. I'll show you pictures of the road later, but this is a pretty well-maintained little road right here. So you have not only access, but legal access to the property. Furthermore, if we click on the satellite view here, you can see you've got power lines on the property right here, as well as you can kind of make it out up here. They're in the northern section of the property. That's something I can also show you photos of later. But if you want to get a sense of what the slope of the property is like, if you kind of hold down on the control button and just kind of wiggle your mouse around, you can get a sense of exactly what the terrain is like out here. This is largely fairly flat land, fairly buildable land. So, and there, of course, you can see the marina in the background. So, to recap, you have this flat, buildable land that has legal access with a well-maintained road going through it. You've got power lines on the property, which always make the effort to hook up to power obviously a lot easier, a lot less expensive, etc. So, overall, there's a lot to boast about this property. By the way, if we just go back to map view here for a second, one of the other big things I like about this land is that it's not just a seasonal property. It's not just by the lake and you can't do anything the other 8 months of the year. I mean, if we're just talking about summer, first off, you have not only this lake, but you have here in nearby Rio Arriba County, you have El Vado Lake and Heron Lake, as well as Abiqui Lake. But if you're in the wintertime and, what do I do in the winter and when the lake's closed, when there's nothing to do out there, you have nearby Telluride, which is only, hang on, let's measure, 70 miles, 70 minutes, hour plus up to Telluride, up to some of the best skiing in the country. And if you want to stay local, you want to stay in New Mexico, over here to Taos Ski Valley is roughly, I think, like 2 hours from this area, something like that. Well, we can't see exactly, but I promise it's about 2 hours. About a 2-hour drive as the crow flies, let's say. So the point being, there's a lot to do out here. And actually, if you come back to our table here, we always have points of interest. We always have sort of local things that you can do in the area if you want to learn more about the specific area, if you're not already familiar with it. Click on any one of these links and you're going to be able to see more about what all those things I just mentioned offer. So for instance, if you click on the Navajo Dam Marina link, you're going to see all the things that you can do out here at this marina, such as boat rentals, kayak, paddleboard, hydroboat rentals, houseboat rentals, things like that. There's a lot to do out here, fishing guides, etc. So I'd highly encourage anybody who's looking at this, take a look at this website and familiarize yourself with this. Back to here. I would also tell you, so we have also in here the Telluride and Taos links. If you're an art lover, the Georgia O'Keeffe Museum, not far away either. And by the way, Shiprock is very close. And for those of you who don't know what Shiprock is, you may not know it by the name, but you'd probably know it to see a photo of it. It's this giant thing that looms over all of San Juan County. It is a sight to behold, I will tell you that. I've seen it in person, and it's gorgeous out there. Anyway, back to the listing page here. As always, we have photos in the photo gallery here. These are from the exact property. Now, of course, we've got photos from the area. Recently, I had somebody call me and say, if you're selling land, why are photos of water? Okay, well, it's selling the sizzle, sir, selling the sizzle. But point being, photos of the nearby surrounding area. Click on any one of these, get a better sense of what the marina is like. And then, of course, at the bottom of the table, look at this, we also have photos of the marina at dusk. At dusk. Anyway, but in between, you see many photos of the land. Pretty much all these have photos of power lines on them. We'll just click on a few just to drive home the point. Power is out there. It's available on the property. You can see it right here. And actually, there's a house over here on the nearby adjacent property. So somebody is already living out there, already taking advantage of land out this way. So not difficult to do is my point. And here you can see more of the gas lines that kind of populate this road. By the way, if you have questions about hooking up to gas lines, I am the wrong person to ask. You probably should not call the offices of Hemingway Land, but it looks like if you call 505-203-1347, you can ask exactly whether or not you can hook into those or not. But I dare not speculate on such a thing. Anywho, let's also talk about the zoning up here in San Juan County. So as mentioned, RV friendly, no planning and zoning laws. All right. Many people who call me want to live out of their RV. They want to park their RV somewhere for indiscriminate periods of time and not be hassled by the man. This is something you can actually do in this part of San Juan County. We've gotten in the habit here at Hemingway Land of sending out a sort of generic email to all the planning and zoning offices and saying, can we do this? Can we do that? Can we do this? Running through a list of questions that we get most often from potential buyers. And San Juan's response to this was that because you are in unincorporated San Juan County, you can live out of your RV 365 days a year simultaneously. There are no planning and zoning laws in this area, which makes this a lot friendlier, let's say, to people who want to take advantage of alternative sort of off-grid lifestyles. Building an earthship home, building a container home, a tiny home, etc. A lot of those things are harder to do in some of the more heavily zoned and restricted areas of New Mexico. Up here, this is not difficult to do. Of course, any further questions that you have about that, aside from the fact that there are no zoning laws up there, any further questions you have about that are best addressed to the San Juan County Building Division or maybe even the assessor's office. So you click on either one of these links, it's going to bring up county government for you, and you can, do some research here as to what you need to know, what you need to do. Finally, let's talk about price on this property. As always, I have land and farm queued up. If we search by, let's say, search between 2 and 5 acres. By the way, you'll notice the Hemingway land properties are the first 4 on the page here. 2 to 5 acres, search. And then let's sort by price, lowest first. I'm not sure if you're getting the shed for $1,500, if you're renting that for $1,500. I'm going to assume you're renting. Whatever the case, oh look, we're the 4 lowest properties in the county. Let's get a sense, though, of the comps. Roughly 2.5 acres for $7,000. We have another one for $7,500. Here's 2.5 acres for $18,000 in the Navajo Dam area. So you could spend $7,000 or you could spend $18,000 on the property. Let's see. We've got another 2.5 acres for $25,000. This is probably the same listing. And I'm sure there's at least another one here somewhere. Okay, here's 3.5 acres for $40,000. So, as is typical with our listings here on HemingwayLand.com, we have the best prices in the county on a price per acre basis. So let's talk about purchasing. How does purchasing work? If you haven't been to our website before, we have how it works, the buying from us process. You can click on this, it'll go to a page and you can learn more about that process. But basically the rundown is this. Click the Buy Now button on any one of our listing pages. It's going to take you to a secure checkout. Enter the name you want of the deed, enter the tax information, where the county treasurer is sending the bill. Click on this, and then you're going to get a secure checkout form. you enter your credit card information and you pay for the property, we're going to get an email saying you've just done that. The next step is we're going to make contact with you. We're going to send you a copy of the recorded deed so you can see that we do in fact own the thing we just sold you. We are also going to write up a new deed. We're going to email that to you, say make sure that we spelled your name right, make sure you don't want any siblings, spouses, or children included on this. You finalize the deed, you say yes, this is good. We're going to mail it off to the county to be recorded. Once the county records it, they're going to forward it on to you from start to finish. It's, let's say, about a 3-week process before you actually have the thing in your hand recorded. But as far as we are concerned, as soon as you give us money, please go out there and start enjoying the land and just wait patiently for the thing to arrive in the mail. If you're not comfortable buying a property from somebody you haven't met before on the internet, we understand. So we'd encourage you, if that describes you, close through a title company. Close through a title company, and we will not see your money until the deed has been signed by us, notarized, and ultimately recorded. And only then will we be paid. So once again, if you come up here to the How It Works, the Buying From Us page, you can get a better sense of what we recommend per price point. Obviously, because this property is under $10,000, we recommend what I just described, which is called sort of a notary close. Basically, we write the deed ourselves, we get it notarized ourselves. Anyway, if you have any further questions about any of this or the buying process, we encourage you to reach out to us at our offices, 702-919-7170. Hopefully, this video was informative and helpful and not totally boring. But if you like this, please subscribe to the channel. Please, I don't know, like us or do whatever people do online. And we'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching, everybody.